On the 24th of April 1964, Sergeant Lonnie Zamora of the Socorro, New Mexico Police Department was chasing a speeding car south of town when he heard a roar and saw a flame in the sky to the southwest. Thinking a dynamite shack in the area might have exploded, he broke off the chase and drove toward the source. What he found, up in broad daylight at close range, while on duty as a sworn law enforcement officer, was something that the FBI, the Air Force, and Project Blue Book investigated and could not explain. Tonight, I want you to tell me, when a police officer on the record draws what he saw and the physical evidence matches his account, what reason is there to disbelieve him? Comment below. Zamora drove his patrol car up a rough gravel road toward the area where he had seen the flame. As he crested a small hill, he saw a shiny white object in a gully below, approximately 150 meters away. He initially thought it was an overturned car. He saw two figures beside it, small, roughly the size of children, wearing white coveralls. He assumed it was an accident and drove closer. As he approached, he got a better look. The object was not a car. It was egg-shaped, smooth, metallic, and sitting on legs. It had a red insignia on its side, a symbol that Zamora later drew for investigators. Two figures noticed Zamora's approach and appeared to react with surprise. Zamora got out of his car and began walking toward the object. Then the roar returned. A blue and orange flame appeared beneath the object. Zamora panicked. He believed it was about to explode. He turned and ran, losing his glasses in the process. He dove behind his patrol car. When he looked back, the object was rising slowly from the ground. The legs were no longer visible. They appeared to have retracted. The craft rose to approximately 20 feet. The roar stopped, and the object accelerated silently to the southwest and disappeared within seconds. Zamora immediately radioed the dispatch office. Sergeant Sam Chavez of the New Mexico State Police arrived within minutes. Together, they examined the landing site. They found exactly what Zamora's account predicted: 4 rectangular depressions in the hard-packed soil, arranged in a trapezoidal pattern consistent with landing legs. The depressions were deep enough to indicate significant weight. Burned and smouldering greasewood bushes were found at the site, consistent with the flames Zamora described. The soil within the quadrilateral formed by the 4 depressions was glazed, as if exposed to intense heat. The FBI was notified. Special Agent Arthur Byrnes investigated the site and interviewed Zamora. The Air Force sent investigators from Project Blue Book, including Dr. J. Allen Hynek, the program's scientific consultant. Hynek spent considerable time at the site and with Zamora. His conclusion, published in the Blue Book files, was that Zamora was a credible, reliable witness with no history of exaggeration or attention-seeking behavior. Hynek could not explain the sighting. The physical evidence was measured and documented. The 4 landing pad impressions were each approximately 10 centimeters by 15 centimeters, pressed several centimeters into soil that was hard enough to support a car without leaving tracks. Whatever created the impressions was heavy. The burn marks were real, they'd not staged. The greasewood bushes were genuinely scorched. The pattern of burning was consistent with a directed flame from above. Zamora's character was beyond reproach. He was a long-serving police officer, well known in the community, with no interest in UFOs and no history of seeking publicity. The attention the incident brought was unwelcome. He did not write a book, he did not do a lecture tour. He answered questions from investigators honestly and consistently, and then went back to work. He told the same story for the rest of his life. Project Blue Book listed the Socorro incident as unknown, one of its STAS 701 officially unexplained cases. Hynek later described it as one of the best documented close encounter cases in the Blue Book files. He noted that the physical evidence, the witness credibility, and the absence of any conventional explanation made it particularly compelling. The skeptical explanations have included a student prank, a secret military test vehicle, and a misidentification of a hot air balloon. The prank theory, proposed decades later, has never been supported by any confession or evidence. The military test vehicle theory conflicts with the absence of any record of such a test, and the Air Force's own inability to explain the sighting. The balloon theory does not account for the roar, the flame, the controlled flight, or the landing pad impressions. Lonnie Zamora was a police officer, doing his job on a Friday afternoon. He saw something land, examined it at close range, watched it take off, and reported it through official channels. Physical evidence corroborated every element of his account. The FBI investigated, the Air Force investigated. Neither could explain it. The man never changed his story, never sought money or fame, and never had any reason to lie. Sometimes the simplest cases are the most powerful. Subscribe now and follow the evidence.